Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Cassie Ventura is the government's star witness in its sex trafficking and RICO case against Sean Diddy Combs. Ventura, whose stage name is Cassie, was on the stand for 4 days in the Southern District of New York as the federal government works to prove that Sean Combs used his companies to commit a number of crimes.
Diddy, the music mogul, is known for his empire and success, but what about his legal battles? From high-profile relationships to business ventures, join us as we delve into the controversies that have shaped Diddy's journey.
Attorney Anna Estevao was chosen to cross-examine Ventura, so let's get right into it. Estevao started by asking, "You and Sean Combs were in love for 11 years, right?" Cassie responded, "Yeah." Estevao continued, "During that time, you loved him." Cassie responded, "I did, yes." Estevao asked, "And you believed that he loved you as well?"
To truly understand the man behind the headlines, we have to rewind. Sean Combs, known worldwide as Diddy, didn't wake up one day with a platinum plaque and a billionaire status. No, his story is one of relentless ambition, survival, and navigating a world that wasn't always kind to him.
Cassie responded, "Yes." Estevao then went on to ask, "And during those 11 years, you took care of him?" Cassie responded, "In the ways I could, yes." Estevao asked, "And you believed that he needed someone to take care of him?" Cassie responded, "I don't know." Estevao followed up, "In some ways?" Cassie answered, "In some ways, I guess, yeah."
Born in Harlem in 1969, Sean started in the music business at the bottom. A young intern at Uptown Records, he quickly showed he had the vision and hustle to make it big. But it wasn't until he founded Bad Boy Records in 1993 that everything changed. This wasn't just a record label, it was a cultural movement.
Estevao then got Cassie Ventura to admit that she left Combs, but always returned to him. Estevao asked, "You said on direct that you were very jealous. I think insanely jealous is the phrase you used." Cassie responded, "I did." Estevao asked, "And he gave you a lot to be jealous of, right?"
With Mambe Presents, artists like the notorious B.I.G., Faith Evans, and later Mace, Bad Boy became synonymous with the golden age of hip hop. But success on this scale came with its own set of challenges, and Diddy soon found himself in the eye of a storm far bigger than just the music charts: the association with Biggie Smalls.
This is another law and crime legal alert. If you received Depo-Provera birth control shots and were later diagnosed with a brain or spinal tumor called meningioma, you may be eligible to take part in a lawsuit. Morgan & Morgan is investigating claims that patients were not properly warned about this risk. It's free to check.
The notorious B.I.G. was both a blessing and a curse for Diddy. Biggie was more than an artist. He was a brother, a symbol, and the heart of the East Coast hip-hop scene during the infamous East Coast-West Coast rivalry. This feud wasn't just a music industry rivalry, it was a dangerous cultural battle with real-life consequences. Diddy, as Biggie's mentor and business partner, became a target.
On your screen, click the link below or go to forthepeople.com/lcdepo to see if you qualify. Estevao also had Ventura read from emails and text messages that showed Combs and Ventura appeared to love one another. Estevao asked, "Can you read the second message from the top out loud, Miss Ventura? This is from Mr. Combs to you."
The tragic deaths of Biggie and Tupac Shakur shook the world, but for Diddy, it was personal and life-altering. What many don't realize is how this feud spilled into legal arenas: investigations, lawsuits, and years of public scrutiny. Diddy faced accusations and conspiracy theories that followed him for years. Was he truly just a victim of circumstance, or was there more behind the scenes?
There were other emails, some from 2009, in which Sean Combs called Ventura BG, which she said stands for baby girl. Ventura read from the message, "Going to sleep now so it can be tomorrow faster and you can be home. I love you." Then Estevao read Combs's part, "Love my baby." Ventura responded, smiley face.
The murky waters of fame, loyalty, and survival blurred the lines between ally and adversary. Building an empire. Amid controversy, from there Diddy's journey took a new shape. He transitioned from rapper to mogul, launching ventures that would cement his place as a business icon. Everything from clothing lines and vodka brands to...
Now, Anna Estevao is trying to show with all of these messages that Cassie Ventura loved Sean Combs, that they loved one another, and that she wanted his attention. She asked Ventura to read a message from 2010. Ventura stated, So you hung up. It's like I need to have something written out to say to you with no breathing room.
Media companies and television. But with empire building comes battles, legal battles, that threaten to topple even the strongest titans. One of the most publicized legal sagas involved his relationship with Cassie Ventura, a model and singer. Rumors and lawsuits swirled around their relationship. Was it just a personal matter, or did business and control issues play a role? While some stories were dismissed or settled quietly, the public was left wondering about the dynamic.
Ventura said she loved Combs because he was sweet and attentive. Estevao confirmed that Ventura once told Combs that he made her a better woman, daughter, and person. Then the testimony turned to the freak offs. The defense says Ventura was a willing participant in the freak offs, not a sex trafficking victim.
Dynamics behind the scenes. How much power does Diddy really wield in his personal relationships? And when does business end and personal rights begin? Beyond relationships, Diddy has faced intense legal scrutiny over business practices. Accusations of copyright, infringement, trademark disputes, and even violent incidents linked to his entourage have occasionally cast dark shadows over his legacy. One particularly explosive case involved a lawsuit over ownership of Bad Boy Records itself, where
Estevao read from a text from Combs where he said to Ventura, "You tell me the day, you choose." Ventura responded, "It can be whenever." Combs responded, "Name the night." Ventura responded, "I feel like the weekend, like a Friday night would be best because we want."
former associates claimed they were unfairly pushed out or denied profits. And who could forget the infamous nightclub incidents that ended up in court, painting a picture of the pressures and pitfalls that come with living in the constant glare of fame? Fast forward to today, and Diddy is no stranger to the courtroom. Recent lawsuits have emerged from disputes over music rights and contract disagreements with former collaborators. Some question if his empire is becoming too vast, risking cracks in its foundation. Critics argue that Diddy's legal battles reflect a broader pattern, an empire built on power plays, sometimes at the expense of others. Supporters counter that these are the unavoidable challenges of being a business titan in an industry filled with competition and controversy.
Then Estevao pivots, using some of Cassie's own words against her regarding that March 2016 incident at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. Estevao quotes Cassie Ventura. "You say, baby, I want to FO so bad, but don't want to F myself up. What am I to do, right?" Ventura responded, "Yup."
What's undeniable is that these legal challenges have shaped Diddy's public image and his personal journey, forcing him to fight not just in the boardroom or on stage, but in the courtroom as well. For fans, these stories are more than gossip. They reveal the complicated reality behind celebrity glamour. Diddy's battles show us that success in Hollywood often comes with a price. Trust tested, relationships strained, and legacies questioned. They also force us to ask tough questions. Can we separate the art from the artist when their personal and legal struggles are so public?
"You said he would have just made it miserable for me. I never really had like the chance to or opportunity to enjoy the things that I'd worked really hard on. So it just felt like I was just what you're trying to play a balancing act a bit, right? That's how you testified about this message." Ventura responded, "Yes."
What does it say about the music industry and celebrity culture that these battles are almost inevitable? And perhaps most controversially, how much responsibility does Diddy bear for the chaos that has followed him? At the end of the day, Diddy remains a complex figure, a visionary, a survivor, and a fighter who has navigated some of the most turbulent waters in entertainment history.
But ultimately, it was Cassie who set up that freak off that she was later punished for trying to escape. Estevao asks, "And then what do you say?" Ventura responds, "So let's do it. Can you set it up though so I can just run home and grab stuff?" Estevao says, and then he says, "I think if we start at 7 or 8 o'clock and end at 4 a.m. at the latest, take a Xanax and or Ambien and go to sleep, we'll be okay."
His legal battles are not just headlines, they are chapters in a story of ambition, power, and resilience. So, what do you think? Is Diddy a misunderstood mogul fighting to protect his legacy, or is there a darker side to the empire he's built? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your take on one of Hollywood's most fascinating and controversial icons. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into Diddy's journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more celebrity stories that keep you coming back for more.
Toward the end of that line of questioning, Estevao tries to get Cassie to admit the batch of drugs that night that they were using was among a bad batch. Estevao asks, "The drugs that you and Mr. Combs took that day were a bad batch of MDMA, right?" Emily Johnson, the assistant U.S. attorney, then objects. Anna Estevao asked Cassie Ventura about her meeting up with Sean Combs on September 27, 2018, after they had broken up. Estevao refreshed Ventura's recollection that she had indeed seen Sean Combs that day. By that point, Ventura was dating her current husband, Alex Fine. Ventura confirmed that she and Combs had sex, and this is the defense trying to show that Ventura was not being held hostage by Sean Combs and sex trafficked